It's so tragic that it's like you gotta laugh. Like
Mm.
it's so insane because it's an unbelievable story. And so this judge went to high school with my grandparents because it's a small town, and they happened to be good friends, throughout the years. And
Wow.
ever since that happened, my grandma, I call her mom. My mom has just never been able to speak to him again. And so part of him accepting this meeting was because he knew that my mom would be there, and he has been trying to get in touch with her, trying to apologize to her for decades. So only to have this conversation and still not be accountable, or not give a genuine apology. And so it is what it is. It was what it was. And I'm just in a space now of healing and keeping my mom's legacy alive and spreading awareness, man, because I realize how common and prevalent it is, especially in our community.
Mm. So I'm curious. You said that this case was a big case in your area, and you had a lot of politicians who said that they would give you direct access to this judge. What was it now in this moment? Was it the creation of the album, the working on the album, and the conversations that you were having with other people that you decided now is the moment that I can have this conversation with the judge?
Yeah, I think for me, because of my long standing relationship with grief, I have always been very cautious or present when it comes to time,
Mhm.
when it comes to appreciating the family members that I do have, when it comes to making sure I take a lot of pictures and videos. And I've been always like really passionate about that. And so for years, I knew I wanted to talk to the judge. I knew I wanted to talk to some of her friends. I knew I wanted to talk to my grandfather. I knew I wanted to speak with the officer, because we a small town. So the officer
Mhm.
who actually was the first on the scene was a friend of the family.
Mm.
He was the last person to see her alive. He's the person who told my family, and uh, I still haven't had that conversation. But for years, I know I've been wanting to have these conversations, and I just wasn't ready. It's the scariest thing for me.
Mhm.
Having a conversation with a judge, which I kind of know all of the circumstances, so I can't imagine what his answer could be.
Right.
So will I be ready when his answer is a crock of bull? You know what I'm
Ooh.
saying? Will I be ready to hear details from the killer's sister who happened to wake up and witness what she witnessed? Will I be ready to have those conversations? And it wasn't until the album was just about done, and I knew that I was getting ready to move forward with the promo for the album, that I said I need to have these conversations because um, the story of my mom was was put out as a double murder.
Mhm.
Because the murderer, he also died as well, as my mom was protecting herself. But the public at large, I don't think, knew about the domestic violence the way that my family and I knew, because I witnessed it and I was a part of it.
Uh-huh.
So I knew that I had a passion to tell the truth about what happened to my mom, and defend her as a true victim. Um, with that being said, his family was still maybe expressing a different narrative. And so I knew that I needed to have conversations for the sake of being ready for whatever backlash it may get from his family, who doesn't know nothing about the scenario. So I had to be prepared to take on all of that just by telling my mom's story. And I know it's kind of complex. I'm sorry if I'm rambling, but
No, no, because you just said something, and the audience that's watching it on the video saw my face drop. Wait a minute, it's a double murder.
yeah, yeah.
So
So
in her, she would she's being attacked. Your mother's being attacked. She's defending herself, and in that defense, not only does she die, but he also dies.
Yes, he died, I think, about 10 days later. She died on the scene. He died about 10 days later. Uh, Now the other thing is
From the attack?
from the attack. Yes, he was. Now I do not know his technical cause of death, but I know he was in a coma for about 10 days after the attack. And for
Wow.
context, my mom was 115 pounds, maybe 5'6". He was about 250 pounds, 6'4".
If you like that clip, go ahead and hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to catch up on all of our latest content. Don't forget to hit the notification button when you do subscribe so you can get updated every time we release content. We release content every day, whether it's an actual show or clips from the shows. So go ahead and subscribe, like, comment. Also, don't forget our Patreon page where you can find our Talking Straight-ish and After Hours Uncensored episodes. That's patreon.com/Unsolicited Perspectives. But once again, thank you again for listening to Unsolicited Perspectives. I'm your host, Bruce Anthony, and I'm going to catch you next time. I'll holla.